Happy New Year, you guys. Actually, I'm not too sure if I'm going to post this in 2025 or 2024, but regardless, it will be posted around the new year. So, Happy New Year. I am going to be taking you guys in this video through 3 leg days because, in my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion based off what I've done for myself and for my clients as well, to build your glutes for optimal results, you got to do 3 leg days a week. Like, I just feel like that works best and it's also very much doable. So I'm going to show you guys how exactly to go about doing it. And if you guys want to follow this split for the next 8 weeks yourself at the gym, then you can sign up for my glutes challenge on the NUBODY app. It literally will take you through the exact workouts I'm going to be taking you guys through this week, and you can track your progress by putting in your weights. Wow, your weights, your reps, your sets, all of that. You have a rest timer, all that good stuff, and it's going to be available for literally like 13 bucks. Canadian. So if you're American, it's even cheaper. So the link for that will be down below in the description box. And let's get into our first leg day. All right, so the first exercise we have are back squats. We're doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Now, 2 tips I want to give you guys when it comes to squats. The first thing is make sure you have to squat underneath the bar so that all you have to do is stand up straight to unrack it, okay? Then having to like step on your tippy toes, that's super dangerous. Second thing is you want to make sure you have a really nice tight back. So make sure your hands are close to your ears while you are doing your squat, and you want to place the bar either at the top of your traps or just in the middle of your traps, but never on your neck. Now, when you squat, make sure that you're getting as low as you can. So if you're a tall girl like myself, you have longer legs and upper body, then open up your feet a little bit wider past shoulder width apart and have your toes pointing outwards. This will allow you to get a lot more depth in your squat without you feeling like your hips are kind of blocking you and keeping you stuck. So after the back squats, we're going to go ahead and do some hip thrusts. So the way that I program this challenge is that you have your heaviest lifts at the beginning of your workouts because that's when you have the most energy. So of course you want to be able to do the hardest exercises then, right? So for you to have the perfect form for your hip thrust, you want to make sure that the bottom of your shoulder blades are up against the edge of the bench. You want to have your core engaged, chin tucked, chest tucked in as well, so that your spine is nice and neutral, and you want to fully lock out your hips at the top, okay? So your shins should be nice and straight with a 90-degree angle bent with your knees. And also, you guys, please push your knees out as you go up and down. Do not have your knees cave in because I see this happen way too many times and it's just super wrong. So once you finish doing our set of 10 to 12 reps, you want to go ahead and log that into the app because not only will it track it for you to know what to do for the next time, it also has a rest time so you know how long you should be resting for. So that way that you're not resting for too long scrolling through your phone. So after that, we're going to go ahead and do our deficit reverse lunges. We're doing 3 sets of 10 reps on each leg. Now, deficit pretty just means that you're going beyond your range of motion. So how we're going to do that, as you guys can see here, is that we're elevating that working foot with a plate. When you do this, make sure that the heel of the working foot is on the plate because you have to push through that heel. And you also want to make sure that you're going all the way down. So you see how my back knee is literally like touching the floor, if not inches away from the floor. That's what you want to make sure you're doing so that you get the full range of motion and a nice stretch. And your shin of the working leg should be straight with your knee bended in a 90-degree angle. So for our fourth exercise, we're going to be doing some RDLs. I'm doing them with a barbell, but you can do them with dumbbells or a Smith machine. Now, I actually like to do my RDLs when I do them with the barbell with straps because I don't want my grip to give up before my strength does. And we're doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. And I do often get asked by my clients how to use straps and how to put them on because they're not sure. So I figured why not show you guys. So when you do your RDLs, if you want to feel them in your glutes, you guys have to have your knee bended, okay? RDLs is a really good exercise for your hamstrings and your lower glutes, which makes it a compound exercise. But if you do not bend your knees, like you guys can see here, as I push my hips back, my knees are slightly bended, you're gonna feel it way more in the hamstrings. And I'm assuming your goal isn't to build your hamstrings because you clicked this video, which is about building your glutes. So please make sure you have your knees bended when you do your RDLs. Now to finish off this workout, we're gonna go ahead and do some cable hip abductions, 3 sets for 10 to 12 reps. Now I want you guys to pay attention to the foot placement for the hip abductions. The working leg is in front of the stationary leg, and you want to just kick that leg out to the side and slowly bring it right back in front of the stationary leg, okay? So as you guys can see, I'm standing upright as much as possible. I'm not leaning in towards the cable column, and I'm also making sure that the only thing that's moving on my body is that working leg. Like you should be using that upper glute, which is what I'm holding on to right now so I can feel it contracting, to move that leg out away away and then back in front of that stationary leg for the full range of motion. But you're not letting the weight just pull your leg in. You're actually controlling it slowly back over the stationary leg so that you're always in control and using the muscle of the upper glutes for this exercise. And if there's one thing that you guys take from this video, if you decide not to follow the glutes challenge, please make sure that you end your leg days every single time with an upper glute exercise, because this is what's going to give you that capital P, that projection, that bookshelf look that you're probably looking for. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do second leg day. So I'm showing you guys here actually the warm up that I do pretty much every single leg day. I always like to like open up my hips with these like hip openers, not really too sure what the name is, kick my leg front to back. Like everything that I do, I have it all on the app for you guys, and it's a follow along video that you can do for about 5 minutes to warm up before you actually do your workout. If you feel like you're probably tight in certain areas, like maybe your hamstrings a little bit more tight or your hips feel more tight, then I would say focus on those areas a little bit more when you're doing your warm up. And you want to make sure that your warm up, if you don't follow along with the video, is at least 5 minutes. Some people need to warm up a little bit more than others. So if it takes you more than 5 minutes, that's fine, but you should be aiming for at least 5 minutes, which usually is like 2 full songs. All right, so the first exercise we're going to be doing for leg day 2, which is going to be the heaviest lift for the day, are hip thrusts. Like you guys are really going to notice a common theme here for this challenge are hip thrusts. We're doing hip thrusts literally every single day because it is such a game changer when it comes to building your glutes. Like my clients and I all have seen crazy results when we hip thrust 2-3 times a week. Now for day 2, we're doing 3 sets of 12 reps with the same weight that we did on day 1. And whenever you have to like up the weights or reps or sets is always going to be told to you on the app. After our hip thrust, we're going to go ahead and do our step ups. I love to do my step ups with the cables. You can do them with a dumbbell, but I do recommend the cables just because you can up the weight a lot easier and you can hold on easier. So when you guys do your step ups, please make sure that your shin, which is the area from your knee to the heel of your foot, is straight. So you can see that as I go all the way down to the floor, there's like a straight line from my knee to the heel of my foot. That's actually going to allow me to feel it more so in the glutes of the working leg, which is the leg that's actually on the bench, then feel it more so in my quads. Another tip to make sure that you're feeling it in the working leg is to step that back leg far away from the bench as you go down and to just tap your toe on the floor. That way you're ensuring that you're pushing yourself back up only from the heel of the working leg and not by pushing yourself up off of the floor. After our step ups, we're going to go ahead and do some sumo squats. We're doing 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Now, when you guys do your sumo squats, you want to think of it as if you're sitting into a chair. So you want to push your hips back and down so that you're shifting your weight towards the heel of your feet. And this is going to allow you to feel a nice stretch in your glutes while keeping your chest slightly leaned forward. So as you guys can see here, I have my chest leaned forward, but I'm not actually having the weight pull my body towards the floor. It's pretty controlled. I have a nice engaged core and my spine is neutral. So once you finish doing all 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps with the sumo squats, we're going to go ahead and do our isolation exercise. So the first exercise we're going to be doing are cable kickbacks for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Now the reason why we're doing only 2 sets is because we've done a lot of exercises that are targeting the lower glutes, so there's no need to really like further emphasize more with doing 3 sets. So that's why we're doing 2 with a high amount of reps. When you do your cable kickbacks, do make sure that you have your working foot pointing outwards as you kick your leg back, and you're always controlling that weight as you drive your knee in towards your belly button. Brace your core and do not over kick, okay guys? You want to make sure your back stays nice and neutral as you kick back and doesn't arch. And then of course, we're ending off our workout with some cable hip abductions to target that upper glutes. We're doing 3 sets of 12 reps for each leg. You can hold on, as you see I'm doing here, to the cable column if you want that balance and if it's going to help you keep your body upright. It's not a matter of like how good your balance is, so let me not hold on. Please hold on, okay? It's not taken away from the upper glutes being worked at all. All right, guys, this is our last leg day of the week. It's leg day 3, and we're starting off with some Bulgarian split squats. Now, you guys are going to notice that you don't have like super heavy exercises to do because we got those done in the beginning of the week. And this is how you're really able to have 3 leg days in a week. So if you're someone who struggles with feeling your Bulgarian split squats in your quads, pay attention. I'm going to show you guys how to feel it more so in your glutes. So remember the shin that we spoke about earlier, that area from the knee to the heel of your foot? You want to make sure that it is straight, okay? You should have a straight line from the knee to the heel of your foot in that bottom position of the Bulgarian split squat. You also want to make sure that you're doing the full range of motion, okay? So bring that back knee all the way down to the floor. And the last thing you want to keep in mind is that you're moving in a diagonal. So you're pushing your butt back towards that back foot and then shooting up forward towards your knee, kind of like an escalator. And this is really going to help you get a really good stretch in your glutes and feel your Bulgarian split squats more in your glutes and not so much in your quads. Now for the second exercise, we're going to be doing some single leg hip thrusts. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, we're literally hip thrusting every single day, but not every single leg day we're doing heavy hip thrusts. So what I really love about single leg hip thrusts is that you get to work one glute at a time. So this helps really strengthen each glute individually and also helps balances out any muscle imbalance. So if you're someone who notices that maybe like your right side is stronger than your left side, or your right glute looks bigger or more rounder than your left glute, this will really help you, because usually when you have a lot of exercises that work both glutes at the same time, you just further this muscle imbalance. And so by doing these exercises, you kind of help balance it out, because you're really allowing just one glute to do all the work and not have the stronger glute overcompensate. Okay, and I know you guys are probably thinking this, so I'm gonna say it, but yes, we are doing step ups for the third time this week. The reason why we're doing step ups and hip thrusts every single leg day is because these are the most glute activating exercises. So of course we have to incorporate them into the challenge. If you're someone who doesn't want to do this challenge and you want to just do 2 leg days a week, then do hip thrusts twice a week and step ups twice a week, because I promise you guys the results you're gonna get from these exercises are amazing. Like, I literally have only been doing step ups, I'm not gonna lie, for like a good year and a half now, and my glutes have still seen so much growth, even though I've been training for like over 9 years. So we're gonna do 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps with each leg, and after we do our step ups, we're gonna go ahead and do bilateral RDLs. So simply what that means is you're working both legs at the same time. So just like I mentioned to you guys early in this video, you want to make sure that your knees are slightly bended as you hinge at your hips. And I know a lot of you guys struggle with the hinging movement. So look here, hinging at your hips pretty much means that you're pushing your butt back. So if you guys see that pole that literally is right behind me, you can see that my butt actually passes the pole as I hinge at my hips, which is indicating that I'm actually pushing my butt back. And naturally, because I'm pushing my butt back, so shifting my weight towards the heel of my feet, the weights are going to naturally drop down towards the ankles. So I'm not just forcing my body to bring the weights down to the floor by using my lower back. I'm hinging at my hips, which will allow me to feel it in my hamstring and my glutes and not my lower back. And of course, we're ending our leg day with an upper glute exercise. We're still doing some hip abductions, but this time we're doing them with the seated hip abduction machine. Now I know often you guys see people do this exercise leaning forward, which is good to work the entire glutes, so the gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus, but we want to really target the medius and minimus, which is strictly the upper glute area. So we're going to be sitting all the way back, keeping our knees up against the padding of the machine, and we're doing 3 sets for 12 to 15 reps. And you guys want to really just push to the 15 rep mark and not so much the 12, because even though you probably feel like, oh my god, this is hard at 12, 13, you probably can do a little bit more reps. So push through it, girl. Oh my god, I am so exhausted, but the workouts are all done for this week, which is amazing. I'm gonna take a sip of this protein shake. And by the way, you guys, code Tashana 30 for 30% off your order, and it supports me as well. Oh, this just got like thick. This is given like an acai bowl, a blueberry bowl. I can literally like eat this with a spoon. But anyways, you guys do want to have your protein shakes after your workouts. Before your workouts, you do want to have something that's like carbs or fats, because it's easier to be broken down and use as energy throughout your exercises. Now, the challenge is available to you guys. I really hope you guys do enjoy it and like it. If you do take part in it, let me know down below in the comment section. I took so much time, weeks. Okay, I just put together all the exercises that I love to do and that get you results. Okay, all the exercises in this challenge are high glute activating exercises for the lower and the upper glutes, so that you can get that nice lift and that nice poke out projection from the side. So Everything will be linked down below if you want to take part in the Glutes challenge. And you basically have access to this program for 8 weeks. How it works is on a 4-week basis. So you do week 1 to 4, and once you finish that, you repeat 1 to 4 again. Unfortunately, you won't have access to the app after the 8 weeks because that's why it's so cheap, but you can save it and keep it and just redo this over and over with progressive overload, because I promise you guys, you will double the size of your glutes if you do this program for at least a year. Okay, that's tea, and I know this because I've done it. My girls who I train have done it. It's facts. So do this program if you really want to build your glutes. If you don't want to purchase the program, you literally have the entire workouts for free right now on this video, so you can just jot this down and do it yourself. But yeah, once again, guys, everything will be linked down below. I'm super excited for you guys to try this challenge. And once again, thanks for supporting me. Thanks for liking this video, because I know you liked it. Speaking that into existence, you already clicked the like button. If you're not subscribed, I mean, you should be subscribed at this point because you reached the end of the video. But anyways, nonetheless, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, please. Hope you guys have an amazing new year, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.